All right. Let me just change some settings here. And we got 4 minutes till CPI comes out, which is a random number. All right, everything here is set up. Okay, welcome to June the 11th live stream. Today's CPI, just quickly going over today's economic calendar. It's really CPI, and after that we've got some crude inventory or crude oil inventories at 10:30, which again, it's yellow folder. I'm not going to be putting too much emphasis on it, but all in all, we've got from a daily perspective, I do want to see today price pierce into this daily fair value gap that I have indicated in purple. That's going to be our daily level that we're going to be targeting. And I think right now what we have to wait for is price to show us some kind of displacement after 8:30. And then once news calms down, maybe from 8:50 to 9:10, that's when the first macro is going to kick in. If not, then it's going to be after the New York Open. So as of right now, key pertinent levels that we just have to look out for is this one right here. This is yesterday's open. So let's call it yesterday's open. And we also have, this is Monday's high. Monday's high. And everything below that, and maybe let's do this here. And this is Tuesday's open. Yesterday's open, which coincides with Monday's close. So those are the levels that I'm going to transpose to the 1 hour here. And CPI just came out. You can see here on the, it looks like it already pierced into that level that I want it to be my draw. I was really hoping price would go down first and then consolidate and push higher. But it looks like CPI just pushed higher right away. You can see what price did today in the morning. It opened up at 6 o'clock, created its first presentation after 6, kind of bounced above it, bounced below it, hit Tuesday's afternoon first presentation, which coincides with the low or the high of the daily SIBI, which is the bottom huge pink square on the top left. And then price ultimately pushed back higher to the pre-New York for its fair value. And then it kind of moved sideways and it finally pushed higher into our daily target. As of right now, if you guys want to trade something, there's nothing to trade. especially 1 minute after CPI. And what I'm looking for, with CPI hitting, on a daily perspective, this higher level target. We're going to wait for some more intraday price action that we can trade off of. I'm not the happiest that price went into this final target that we had for the week, which is this upper pink bar here. But it is what it is. So right now price is at, price action, or the current level is at the bottom half, or the bottom of the daily BISI, which was our target. And we're just going to wait for a bit more market structure. Something that we should also look out for is right before this formed, look what it created on the 1 minute. Again, I'm not putting too much weight on it, but this is essentially liquidity here that was formed. So here's our level of sell side liquidity. Is price going to come back into this level? Possibly. And if it does, that means I think we're going to be heading lower after piercing this high. Even though my overall drawn liquidity is a lot higher on the daily, it's these relative equal highs here. But again, we're not picking tops in the market. We just got to trade the current price action. So again, right now we're waiting for a bit more. I guess while we're waiting for price to kind of create some intraday price action, it's going to be worth noting this trade that took place yesterday. It was a 5-to-1 that I took. And it's the same concept that I try teaching on this channel, where price creates areas of liquidity. So we had relative equal highs at 21,931, which yesterday you can see it right here. Okay, these two levels. What price did is it never pierced this high. It got to the exact same levels as high and it pushed lower. And what I was anticipating was a long back into this. So it pushed back into the opening range, came back higher. Once it broke above Tuesday's afternoon first presentation, I did take a long there. And I took it to relative equal highs. And I really wish I did hold it up until Asia highs. I think I could have squeezed another 5R, but I was content. I wasn't just expecting such a huge run up and a fast run up into this level. So had a nice little nifty trade yesterday. And feel free to kind of review your charts here. It happened I got in at 1237, but the better entries were when actually price came back down to retest this first presentation that showed itself out at 150 here. Okay. But kind of moving into today's price action. Again, CPI pushed higher. Right now we're in the lower quadrant of this daily BISI. I'm not interested to take it long right now. If we displaced lower and then we took out a lot of liquidity, then longs would have been great. But with something like this, I'm not looking for shorts. As I have no real targets in mind other than this 1 minute liquidity pool, which on its own, it's a very weak PD array that I'll be targeting. So again, not interested in this at all. And I think we have to wait a bit longer here for price to do something. Has anyone here taken any trades today? It's actually funny right now. I'm on ICT's X, and he took a long on CPI. right before. So that's definitely skill. I don't think I would have the balls to go long here. Pre-CPI. 160 points, essentially. But all in all, nothing here is really worth trading right now. Let's see here. So price right now on the 1 hour, it's pushing into this daily SIBI. Within this daily SIBI, we have some 1 hour SIBIs, but again, nothing too pertinent. And then this level right here, this is the level that we're going to be targeting. And once we break above this BISI and we start retesting it, this is going to be our imminent draw for that day. Okay, so feel free to transpose this level here, but this is going to be all-time highs ultimately, right? I don't think price, or this is almost all-time highs, but this is going to be our, let's call this the daily draw on liquidity. Okay. So in the 1 minute price, created this huge fair value gap on the 1 minute. It dug into it slightly. Now it's pushing away from it. A level that I usually look out for when it comes to these items is like the mean threshold of this. So it's this level right here. So this is the mean threshold of 1 minute fair value gap. You can see here price is going to be, it's going to be going into the 50% of the news scandal essentially. So let's see how price is going to be respecting this level right here. Okay. This is 50%. So this is CE of CPI wick. So you can see here, price came up to the consequent encroachment of the CPI wick. It rejected it on the 1 minute. Doesn't mean that price can't go higher for the next one, but it's just nice to see these levels here being respected. And you can see here as well, there's buy side liquidity that was formed with these 3 wicks right here. Again, this is like ultra intraday price action that you guys can study. Price is this on all levels, but you can see it's taken it, rejected it, and price right now might fall lower below this low right here, which we have technically minor sell side. And then once it hits this low, we'll have to see where price wants to go, if it wants to approach the mean threshold of the first presentation fair value gap, or if it wants to continue pushing higher. And again, if it doesn't really reach here and it continues going higher, it just indicates bullish strength. But the moment we start breaking this lower, that's when you can see weakness generally in this fair value gap, right? And that applies to all fair value gaps. But let me do this here. Let me increase the viewing space of what is important, which is going to be the bottom left here. All right, a macro time that I don't, with one shot, one kill during use. So you took the long A, Alex. That's freaking sick. To be honest, gun to my head, I think longs were in play, but I just have too much capital on my current trading accounts for me to be wrong there. So I passed up on the trade. Like I would be shitting myself going into like a long. Like, yeah, it's like a 4.5 to 1 if you took, this candle right here. But what if CPI went down, took out liquidity, and then just rocketed back up? I think what you'd want is, see, it's tricky trading CPI. I don't do it personally. Maybe in a couple of months when I see some more examples that I'm really confident in a direction, I might take it on one account, not on all 5. So if it goes the wrong way and it's kind of essentially, passes through my stop loss, I'll still have 4 of my accounts left. But congrats, Alex, on the long there. ICT took that trade too, so you're doing something right. But in terms of macros, between 850 to 910 is going to be like that next macro. I don't trade this macro at all. I'm just letting you guys know that we might see a price being a bit more volatile during this window of time. But what we'll be waiting for is the New York Open. And then most likely, what's going to be our RTH gap today? Let's see. Okay, so some rules when it comes to RTH gaps is if RTH gaps are above 120 points, do expect bullish price action. If it's between 40 to 120, that's like a healthy range, and it's below 40 points for the RTH. Do expect a very weak morning. Okay, so those are ICT's rules, not mine. Something he stated a while back that just stuck with me. But this is ultimately where, give me one sec, everyone. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. But talking about RTH gaps here, you can see here, yesterday's price closed at 21,940, and today we're currently up here. Okay, so the RTH gap, it's probably going to be around, I think, 100 points, which is fairly healthy. So again, it's something that we will be trading, with and in confluence with. Alex said CPI for the most part has no manipulation. Great to passive vowels, but I would not trade live. Interesting. Yeah, it's just something that I don't know. I just haven't back tested myself. Like, trying to create a strategy around CPI. For me, it's mostly just trading from liquidity to liquidity pools. Right after red folder news. That's 10 o'clock between 9:50 to 10:10. That's where I've made all of my money consistently over the past couple of months. So I don't have much, guys, for you today, honestly, until the 9:30 open and until 10:10. Check this guy out. Yeah. So here is going to be the 9:30 open. All right. Text orientation. And then this is going to be where the macro is going to start from 9:50 to 10:10. Okay, so this is going to be, let's call this the 9:50 to 10:10 macro. This here, I want to trade in. Okay, we got the 9:30 open here. So I'm hoping that we get something tangible here. And a level that I want all of you to look at, I'm going to transpose this to here. And I'm going to add some quadrants as well. How do I add quadrants? Oh, I know. So this is something that we're going to be looking at, these levels. Until we break out of this range or this daily BISI. But I'm going to be stacking. We're going to lock this here. So it doesn't move. And then we're also going to lock our quadrants as well. So we kind of understand where price is going to be gyrating from and with. So let me precisely move this there. Is the bottom one correct? It is. Okay, so let's lock our fib. All right. And since fib is locked, I'm going to remove the levels that we don't need. And these are going to be the quadrants that you'll see price kind of bouncing between until we get out of it. You can see it very clearly with like the previous daily fair value gap, but we'll also see it with this one. And you can see here, like, look what price did is it punched into the first quadrant. Okay, I have it as 0.75. So you know what, this whole thing's inverted. Hold on, let me see if I can invert this whole thing without manually reverse. There you go. So we got into the first quadrant. Now it's coming back down. Just left this level. It took out this minor buy side that I've indicated previously. And then right now, what can we see? Again, I wouldn't trade this. This is not high probability, but I'm thinking price might gravitate towards the mean threshold of the 1 minute fair value gap. Okay. So here we've got, you know, a mini fair value gap that formed. Again, price might go into it, tap it, reject again, the bottom half of the daily BISI and push lower. If you guys are enjoying the live stream, feel free to drop a like or a sub. I'd appreciate that. And not much is happening right now, but hopefully we'll get something in the next like hour or so. So we've just entered like another macro that isn't too prominent. I don't know anyone that trades it actually, to be honest, but this is the 850 to 910 macro. Unless something's like really clear before 9:30 and I'm like, okay, I know that price is going to essentially move, then again, once in the blue moon, I might take some risk up to trade that price action. So I'm going to remove the CPI wick because it coincides well with the bottom quadrant. And if I see a lot of PD arrays that are coinciding with each other, then I try to make my charts a bit more clean here. But these are the two macros that we'll be looking at today. And then price, you can see it just like slowly chugging to the mean threshold here. Staring right now on the 15-second chart. Again, it's going to be slowly pushing down, I think, to this mean threshold here, and then I'm really curious how it's going to react to this mean threshold. But again, this is tape reading that we're doing right now. I'm not interested in any trades up until we get to probably 9:45 today. The most probable and high probability days is when we have news at 10 o'clock. Those are my favorite days, just because that's when money starts accumulating and the distribution happens right after 10 o'clock. And you just take the first fair value gap that forms after it, the silver bullet, and you take it home. Today I'll be dropping a video at 2 o'clock on how to trade a very simple trading model, and it's essentially all the trades that I took this week. It's that essential model where you're trading from liquidity to liquidity. This is a trade that I tried taking during London, but I essentially broke even on it. All right. Let's see what price is doing here. So you can see price right here. It failed to hit mean threshold. Right now it's pushing back up. It might be hunting the lower end of this daily BISI, this fair value gap here. And again, price might either do one of two things. It can either just drop straight down, or it can even like pierce this and then drop lower. And if it's truly bullish, then it's going to go higher. But as of right now, the only clear levels of liquidity that I see is this right here below us, right before the open. There's this low that I think it'll get targeted. At 9:30, are we just going to shoot through this daily BISI and go all the way to the daily highs? I don't think we're going to clear 500 handles today. Like a typical day is around 250 for NQ. So I think maybe PPI might push it here. If not, it's going to be next week. But the trades that we take are very nimble, very short-lived. At least that's how I trade. And using clear levels of liquidity or inefficiency. If I could take your attention here, I guess, from a higher time frame perspective. So we're looking at the daily here on the top left. If we kind of break this down into the 15-minute on the top right. So interesting levels that we have here is this little right here. We've got London lows we're never traded to. We've got pre-New York lows that are relatively equal. Again, is price going to come back down here and test it? It might not, but again, it's something just to always keep in mind that levels like this do stand out. Um, and again, yeah, we'll see if we get some market structure here, and if price wants to drive all the way back down to these levels, or if it's going to want to continue to push higher. And again, from a daily perspective, we want it to push higher, but yeah, that's that. We're nearing 9 o'clock. It's here in the 1 minute. This bearish order block and the consequent encroachment of price has been keeping price to the low end. Okay. You can see here, relative equal lows are forming on the 1 minute. This most likely is going to get tagged. When price does something like this, I don't think this is a bottom. Usually when I trade relative equal lows, it's more prominent on like the 5 minute, on the 1 minute, on the 15 minute. But since price isn't doing much right now, we're just studying 1 minute price action post CPI before the open. Is anyone here looking at any trades or has taken any trades that you'd like me to review? Feel free to drop it in the chat. If price decides to break this consequent encroachment of this bearish order block, I wouldn't want to see price's bodies break below the midpoint of this 1 minute SIBI here. And if it does, then this is going to be most likely revisited at a later time. But we just got to look at price as stepping stones here. How is each specific 1 minute candle reacting to what has already printed? Another level here that might be tested is this right here. We got a volume imbalance on the 1 minute. Okay, so this is a volume imbalance. And if anyone here is playing short, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. It could definitely happen, but for me, that's like a 50-50 trade, just because looking at the overall narrative and where price wants to go, it's really digging into this 1 minute, BISI here that formed. And what I mean by that is this right here. Like, this is what price is digging into right now. I'm not going to put it in just because it's so obvious here, but if it's going to stay in the upper half, it's going to push higher. Since it's a CPI, like there's really one of two things. Like there's a continuation at 930 or there's a reversal. You can see price did not, just fell short of this VI. It would be really nice to see it touch the VI and then drop. And it looks like right now it's probably hunting these relative equal lows here. On the 15-second, we have right here. There's a 15-minute CPI here. It'll be nice to see price go into here first and then take out these relative equal lows. Right now, I'm staring at the 15-second chart. You guys can't see it right now, but actually, you know what? Let's just do this here. Let's make this into the 15-second chart. There you go. So these are the relative equal lows that price is going to essentially hunt. I really hope it pulls back right here, goes into this 15-minute CPI and then pushes lower. So this will be like a 15-second scalp. You guys scalp like this, and there you go. It's been taken. Unfortunately, like I think the entry here would have been really tough, but if it did pull back a bit higher, I think the entry could have happened with this, either using this 1-minute bearish order block or this 15-second fair value gap. Okay, so relative equal lows have been tagged. We touched the 1-minute mean threshold fair value gap. You can see an instant reaction there, which is not surprising. My standing desk, the engine burned out the other day, so it's at a really low angle and I'm getting back pain because of it, so I will have to order a replacement. So do keep a note how, when it comes to mean thresholds of news candles, how we react to them. Very interesting reaction. If this next 1-minute candle closes below this fair value gap here, then I would count this as a rejection. If the bodies stay above midpoint, it's most likely acting as an inversion. And it's probably going to push up higher. So see, look what I see right here. This is relative equal highs here. You can see the high here is ending with 41 for both. So again, this is like ultra minor liquidity, but most likely just looking at this scope of price action, we'll probably see this tagged very shortly. Again, not something you should trade. It's just, we're just reading price action up until 9:30. Dun, dun, dun. So that's been touched. All right. Do you guys prefer like the silence in the background, or do you guys want to listen to some very quiet music when I live stream? If there's a preference here, I'd want to know, but try to make sure that this is as easy for you guys as possible listening to my live streams. So you can see here, price, I don't know. This is weird rejections here. It kind of closed above this first presentation. I got my own music. Good. There you go. I think that's the right approach. Cool. All right. Confirmed. Yesterday I had a really fucking big day. I essentially, this was my, a couple of my buddies. I was giving them trading signals. This is essentially what I sent to them. Let me screenshot it. This is my trade yesterday. Let's see here. So ultimately, I'm like, Relative equal highs at 29 through same as Lindy's high. Great target. And I told everyone, like, some of my close buddies, that we want to see a drop first and then we want to hit. So the 1 minute I told them what has to happen, and then it finally happened. And I'm like, I'm taking a long here. And this was my final run of yesterday's day before locking my account. So, I did manage to take my accounts yesterday for the day from minus 400 to 1.5K, but we had some really nice price action. How much was, you can't see? It was one, like this trade was only 900 per account, but altogether with the other ones that I took as well, it was just over 1.5 per account. So it was a nice trade. I wish I always say this. I wish I didn't have a target profit, and I wish I risked more, but you just gotta manage your risk and your emotions correctly. And I think over like the last 3 weeks, I've been, I'd probably say my strike rate's in the 60% range. So I'm really happy with my trading since like mid-May. What prop? I'm only on Top Step, and to be honest, Alex, I think 5 accounts is plenty. And in the future, I'm gonna, maybe in the next 2 to 3 months, I might do a Apex challenge for myself where I'm gonna buy 20 accounts at 150K each, and I'm gonna trade them, and hopefully get to $1 million, right? So, MFU, yeah. What's the max accounts with MMFU? I haven't traded with them yet. I know they have some consistency rules that you have to watch out for. Yeah, 3. And then you have more platforms, right? You've got, currently I use TopStep X. I know MMFU has a similar trading platform where it's not, well, they have both. I think you can either do it on TradingView or on their own. And they have different packages, yeah. So I like them better than TopStep because of the rules. So like what exact rules do you like about MMFU? I don't think TopStep has rules. Bigger stop loss and no activation fee. And how much are you paying for like the initial like trial if there's no activation fee? Is it more? I'm gonna see right now quickly. MMFU. Let's see what we have here for MMFU. My funded futures. Let's see. Can I share? Let's do a window capture. My funded futures. All right. Let's see what they have here. How it works. About us. Am I gonna have to? Okay, here it is. So for 127, that's 50K. So and let's see, drawdown end of day, which is good. Activation none. Trailing 2,000, 3,000. Max position 3 contracts. That's, you know what? I think 3 is more than enough. One sec, let me quickly see what NQ is doing here. Still a whole bunch of nothing, guys. Scaling rule. I'm not sure what their scaling rule is. Looks like there's micro scaling and funded. Consistency. Give me one sec, everyone. I'll be right back. Right, sorry, I'm back. Starter is $97. Starter Plus is a little more for the 50Ks. Their Discord supports the best in the industry. Really interesting. So Starter Plus, okay. And what is the main difference between Starter Plus and Starter? Oh, you're right. That's really cheap, to be honest, guys. $97 to get a 50K account. Daily loss is 1.2. Trailing max drawdown. So ultimately, I think where this one gets you is, like, let's say, let me just quickly, am I sharing my screen correctly? I am. You essentially have to take like a 3-to-1 trade day one to tap it. It's very easy to hit like minus 1.2K drawdown before it hits the 3K. But assuming that like on large news days, it's a quick win here. The reset fee is the same as, okay, scaling rule, micro scaling. Nice. What did Alex say here? They have a cap on payouts, only can withdraw 1,200 per week, but it's not that bad. So 3.6K a week, that's insane. And if you add that on to like all your other stuff, like if you guys can pull out 3.6K USD per week, you're doing, what is that, 14, 15K a month? Like you're winning. So I think that's it seems like a little, but it's a lot. I like Tops though, because I can do up to 5K per account every 5 days, assuming they have all wins, but that's not the case for me. So it takes me a bit longer to do withdrawals, and I do aim for at least 2K minimum per account. But I'm slowly trying to scale myself up to the max 5K withdrawal. Once I do have like 5 accounts, 5K each withdrawal, so max withdrawal, so 25K altogether. I'll make a video about it because that's going to be a huge milestone for me. For new members, LTX, nice. But anyways, I'm not interested in branching off right now. More buttons to click from my end. But that's that. So you can see here, guys, like look what price has done over the last 20 minutes. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. I think once I'm eligible for a live account, that's when I'm gonna start my Apex challenge. There's a lot of like big names in the industry that have gotten over $1 million in Apex accounts. I've heard also a lot of bad things about Apex where they don't pay out traders. They want proof. They want like video and screen share of your trades sometimes. Like they're a bit weird. So once I collect a couple more thousand from payouts, I'm gonna just dump 5 to 10K on Apex challenges, get my 20 accounts, and then trade those very conservatively until. And then with Apex, once you have 20 accounts, like you're withdrawing like 40K every 10 days, which is insane, right? 1 month, 80K USD. I'm Canadian, so that's going to be like 120K, which is someone's salary essentially. Yeah, the 20 accounts. Yeah, Apex is an issue. So, hey, listen, if I have issues with Apex, I'll let you guys know. But I'm probably going to start my Apex challenge maybe in like August. It's going to be like the last 3 months of the trading year. That's usually when trades are the cleanest, right before December, where I stop trading until the new year. But that's going to be my next little challenge there. And then once you have like Top Step and Apex under you and MMFU, when you have like, how many accounts would that be? Like 20, 25, 28, which is those 3 companies maxed out. And you do like one $200 trade, right? Times, what did I say? 28 accounts. That's 5.6K in profits. Insane. And that's only 200, right? And if you can do that every single day, or at least stay in the positives, then you'll be making mad money. Or if you average out $200 a day, let's say, so you have some winners, some losers, but 200 days your average, times there's 21 trading days in a month. Let's say that you only trade like 18 of them, or let's say 15 times. So 200 times 15 times 28. That's 84,000 in profits, and then probably half of that you can pull out. So, oh, it definitely keeps a job away. But you know what we do as retail traders? We try hunting the big trades, the large 4K swings or 4-digit swings, and that's what gets you. Price is still doing nothing, guys. It's consolidating. I'm not even interested in this fair value gap, to be honest. I'm going to delete it. But it created relative equal lows, it pumped higher. I really wish it gave us something better here. Maybe it would have been a quick, nice short to these relative equal lows, tagged it. Huge reaction off of the mean threshold of this news first presentation. And now it's probably going to do nothing till 9:30. So yeah, if you guys are all right. Let's see what we got here. Not much so far. A whole bunch of nothing. It's hard for me to talk to myself when nothing's happening on the charts. So on the top right here, guys, you can see here, the RTH gap is going to form something like this. It's like it's this this specific whatchamacallit indicator is going to readjust itself. So it tells me what the RTH gap is, but you can see it's going to be something around like 80 points, which is fine. What's your draw liquidity, higher or lower? So my draw was higher today. And because we've tapped into this level, my drawn liquidity right now, I don't have one. Like if price breaks past this, I will trade it higher. Okay. So if it closes above, comes back below, very simple. Okay. So like we all know what our draw is going to be here. Okay. It's going to be like that. But until it gets there, it's going to be a bit tricky because I don't know how it's going to react to this fair value gap below us and this one above us. Okay. So I'm probably going to be trading between these two levels, and I'm going to be looking at these specific quadrants on the daily. Okay. So you can see here, we traded into the first quadrant, we rejected, right? If I see like an insane lower time frame pool of liquidity below us, and I'm seeing rejections off of key levels, I will take them short. Okay. If I go long, like look what we're forming right now. We've got a volume balance in front of us. These are relative equal highs here. Equal highs on the 1 minute. I'm not in love with it, but they're relatively equal. And something I know it's gonna get tapped, in the near future. If I see something obvious of a turnaround, this might be my target. So I'm gonna be very highly adaptive. So higher time frame bias, I don't have one anymore. We've hit targets. Now it's all about lower time frame. Some levels I do want to see a hit, it would be nice, right? If price decides to go a bit crazy on us, is this right here. So if price decides to consolidate and kind of take out sellers and then go long, this level right here would be nice to see hit. But like for price to hit this, I want to see it first break below the low of the RTH gap, and then like the trade would happen in like in the lower half here to these levels. But all in all, again, it's I'd be lying to you guys if I had a clear drawn liquidity from a higher time frame perspective. There's just nothing. Daily bias is bullish. Intraday, I've got pre-New York lows, London lows as session liquidity that hasn't been taken. So we'll wait for like when 950 hits. Like the stream is going to end at 10:30 today. I do want to see something around 950 to 1010. That's going to be like pre-ML prime time. Clear drawn liquidity. This is very nice right now. Like this top, I really hope that we maintain it here and we revisit it later. And because I like this, right? Okay. Is price might, come lower, give us some nice reversal, and during this time push higher, right? And the lower half of the SIBI can, like, it's also a draw. Like you'll see price revisiting this line and bouncing off it many times in the future. So we just have to wait. Anyone else here in chat took anything or is looking to take anything in any other asset class? Feel free to share. I'll go over it. I got 5 minutes right now and I don't have much content to go through. Here's a quick scalp that I took to the downside. So here, I'll talk about some previous trades I took yesterday to get to that 1.5K amount. But first and foremost, we had this massive crash here, hitting relative equal lows on a higher time frame. Okay. And this chart looks so messy, but once we broke down below our first presentation, that was a quick short for me, right? I'm like, there's a very low chance that price is going to get above it and then continue dropping. So that was like a 2-to-1. Then price hit this level. There were longs here that could have been taken once price tagged liquidity, but it didn't go low enough for me. And then once it broke above the afternoon first presentation, I took it long to these relative equal highs here before the drop, right? So before these massive drops, if it creates something like this, most likely it's going to get revisited. And again, I've kind of cut my profits again by, I don't know why TopX keeps saying that there's temporary maintenance. I don't know what that means. I cut my profits in half, but the better target I think here would have been these relative equal highs here. And on a 5-minute chart, they're seen better yesterday, but ultimately, I don't know why Top Step's freaking. Is anyone else on Top Step saying that there's temporary maintenance every 5 seconds? That's an error message. So that was one trade there. Again, like, and the key levels that I started using are first presentation for value gaps. I don't really use new day and new week opening gaps anymore. Like my eyes just don't pick up on them, but like this is like my new bread and butter, like strength and resistance levels, if I can call it that. right? These first presentation fair value gaps. I took a small short here as well. This one was like $40. It's very small. I just took it because I wanted to have it in the books. That was my big one for the day that we went over. And then for today, we gotta wait for, again, this one. It didn't pan out. I took my stop loss to break even ultimately. This was in the Asia session. It just hit first presentation. It rejected nicely. I really thought it would be hitting this level right here and never did. I did later on, a couple hours later, but and then today's trade is still TBD. Okay, we're 3 minutes till open, 2 minutes till open. Nice. We're almost there. We're almost there. All right, we're opening. Finally, the time has come. Nothing really happened post CPI, and you can see here it's like this was tough to trade. New day. Hey Garavit, how's it going? Garavit, man, listen. You remember on stream how I didn't catch this long here? I fucking caught this long. So, and I got receipts as well. You want to see the receipts? I slacked them to my buddies. I was just so confident in it. Look at this, Garrett. So Garrett was on a live stream with me, and this was ultimately the trade that I took. So that's what I wanted to happen. Price went down yesterday, or this is what I wanted to happen. And then that was my entry. And then it essentially shot straight into, like, it was like an 8-minute trade. It was very quick. So it was a 5-1, but it could have been like a 10-1. So a lot has been missed out here. It just spiked up way too fast. But let's see here, guys. We've opened finally. It's 9:30. It's 9:30. 9:30 open. Let me get rid of some of these lines here. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I caught that 11-hour trade, but just 5's good enough. I'm happy with 5. I can afford some losses. Okay. Drawn liquidity, guys. Okay. Our opening range is officially 80 handles. Mean threshold. This little right here, it's most likely going to get hit 50%, or there's a 70% chance it gets hit in the first 30 minutes. Let's wait for first presentation here. Gun to my head is I'm slightly leaning long, but price can also dip down into these relative equal lows here as well. Okay. So I'm watching this 15-minute fair value up on the top right. And today's CPI day. So we have no news. Mean threshold's most likely going to get hit here, guys. Again, this is not possible to catch, at least. I don't catch these kind of trades. Any second now, it's going to get hit. There you go. It got tapped. So mean threshold has been hit. This opens decent. It's a straight drop down. We have relative equal highs above us. I like this. First presentation might be here on this candle. We'll see how this one closes. Do a live withdrawal video. Yeah. If I manage to get a 5K withdrawal per account, then I'll do like a max withdrawal video. But I'll definitely do that. Good idea. I care about. I'm having a video drop today at 2 o'clock Eastern. Recorded it last night. It's pretty good. It's what we trade essentially. So you guys don't have to watch it. You guys know it, but it's a sick video. And I wish I saw a video like that if I was like still learning how to trade ICT concepts. Okay, we got our first presentation today. See, this is the tricky part here. You know what the first presentation is? It's really this. That's first presentation. First presentation. Let's call it. This is Wednesday's New York first presentation, 6/11. Okay, so it gets tricky now because 50K subs. That seems like so far away, but listen, if I get to 1,000, I'll be happy. Let's see here, a long position. Like, so right now I'm not loving this kind of fair. You know, technically based on ICT's teaching, this is the fair value gap, guys. It's not this, but based on this, relative equal highs as an intermediary target, if it turns around here, kind of comes up, comes back down and retests. See, so far I'm not liking the structure, but this level here is sketchy. And as I mentioned before, on the 15-minute chart, these relative equal lows, they're throwing me off. They're just there. I'm watching for them. But let's see what price wants to do. Price right now is rejecting the mean threshold of the RTH gap. We are entering Wednesday's Asia first presentation. Manifest. Yeah, manifest. My goal in the next 1 year is to buy myself a Porsche. So, and for that to happen, I have conditions where half of the money that I make is going to be like 180K. And then with that, assuming I have enough for taxes as well saved up, I'll buy myself a 911 Tiagra. But I think that's in a long time. I need more prop accounts. But all in all, let's see price dig into mean threshold here. You can see it's rejecting off of WINZ's Asia first presentation. So this is the first presentation that happens after 7 o'clock. So it's right here. So you guys know what I'm referring to. Right after day open, 7 o'clock, first presentation. See, it's a bit more salient, but the key one is New York. And you can see price right now is dropping. This level right here is not fun to trade away from. I'll tell you this right now. And we also have liquidity right here as well, okay, below us. So remember how I said before the stream, like we have liquidity below us? But I do want to, again, my eye here is drawn to this. And sometimes when we've got two levels of liquidity here, which one do you trade to? And the answer is you have to let one to be taken, then you trade to the other. But so far, guys, my confidence, unless it's not 70% here, you guys won't see me taking a trade. And right now, I see it going both directions. 50-50. I think we're going to take out the new candles low. Yeah, possibly. I'm conflicted on how to draw this. In theory, this is how you draw it, but I just don't like how it's drawn. Just because it's going to be hard to take a long off of it into relative equal highs. Ticked first presented fair value gap. Yeah, right now it ticked it. 50, like 5 minute here. 5 minute looks, it retraced very deep. Like if we look into like the levels, it's in the discount range of the most recent run. Like, do you see these levels right here on the 5 minute? Like, don't you think price is going to take these out? This is 21,882, 21,882. So even lower as a target. Price just doesn't leave these levels and runs away from them. Price is going right now into first presentation here again. Oh, sorry for the yawn. Coffee's not kicking in. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, kill zone 950 to 210.10. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, I am back. Sorry about that. My bladder just gets really small just during live trading. It's just, I don't know. My body's like, we gotta go. So price kind of, look, it's pushing right now into this first presentation here. It hit the midpoint of it, okay? And like, to be honest, guys, if this 15-minute closes like this in 5 minutes, it might push up higher, okay? If it closes below the mean threshold, I'm weighted lower. But you can see here how I need so many things to happen for me to be more confident in one direction versus the other. And when we have two levels of liquidity like this, if price did this, it took out these highs, touched the bottom of the daily SIBI, and then dropped lower, I'd be short right now, 100%. But because we got these two weird levels, we just need to wait for one to be taken, and then we just take the turtle soup in the other direction. And remember, guys, trading is all about patience. We got to wait here. Like for those that took shorts here, like, I don't know, like it might work out. Like if this was your trade, it might, or it might not. But I'm not in love with this idea here. Like this is a gamble to me, in my opinion. It's like a weighted gamble because like you're using at least some PD arrays that it's bouncing off of, but I'm not liking this at all. Garavit's waiting till 10 a.m. Smart. And to be honest, when I make the most money, it's after a raid. Because it's very clear, like if price hits a very prominent level and then it starts reversing and it inverts the first fair value gap, it's like a 70% chance to make money on that trade. Like it just bounces right off. Start mentor share your core members. Like, if that ever happens, my core members, may get in for free. So That's the OGs need can't charge the OGs, man. I'll just feel bad. But I don't know. It's like, I think my trading right now, if I were to rate it, it's like a 7 out of 10. Like if it gets over to like a 9 out of 10, where like the moment I pull out 200K from props, that's when I'll say, okay, you know what? I can help others consistently and really rapidly with the course get to a similar level. But I'm not even thinking about that right now. I just want to share my stuff for free. I make money. You guys make money on the live stream. We all make money. I think that's how we all win, right? Hitting previous day highs now. Yesterday's, yeah, it is. Yeah, that's a good level to look at there. I'll add it in there. Good call out there. Previous day high. Yeah, like the previous day high, coincidentally, it's around the first presentation, which is interesting, right? But you see what price is doing right now. It's consolidating. We pushed lower. If we saw a clear displacement away from here, I would say, okay, it might be going to these lows, but right now I'm seeing a whole bunch of nothing. Alex has a prediction for price, and it's next 15-minute candle will go up to go down, my opinion. Will go up to go down. So if we get something like this and it comes back lower, this is going to be my trade. I'll tell you this right now, like 100%, unless price action is looking a bit weird, I might pass on it. Okay. That's decent, right? I know some traders that they don't trade unless there is a raid. Like they will not, if there is no manipulation, if there's no raid, they won't take a trade. For me, I trade both right now, and raids make more money. That would be really nice to see, because then we just don't have this target right here at 21,926. We have the 5-minute one. Let me put an eyeball here so you guys can see it. This is going to get most likely rated. And then if this gets rated, oh, this is the same level. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So these 5-minute lows here are the New York lows. And then maybe London might get rated. So London's right below it. London lows are right here. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes they don't happen. Sometimes you miss it, and that's okay. Like if price right now just dilly-dallies all the way to these levels right here and we don't catch a trade, whatever. Am I comfortable and trading a short from the first presentation? I'm not. There still hasn't been any displacement away from it. Oh, look at that. There it goes. All right. Yeah, the law has been taken. So, technically this would have worked out, but I don't like it. There was nothing here that I liked about this short. I got burned many times trying to instantly short the first presentation like that. Like if you would have taken it right here, to be honest, I think like a 15-second entry would have happened somewhere around here. It's the first fair value gap after the rejection. like a 2-to-1. But anyways. Lows have been taken. I like that we're closing below it. Pre-New York lows, this level I'm eyeing right now, okay? What we want to see is, I don't want to see price. Like, I feel like these lows are minor sell side. I think major sell side is right below us, to be honest. And what I want to see from price is I wanted to go up higher. Reject the, show me that it doesn't want to go back into this RTH gap and then push lower. Right now we're bouncing off of today's first pre-New York, first presentation fair value gap. You can see there's respect and rejection. These lows right here. I'm just playing around right now with my possible positioning of taking a short here. Like, we're going to enter the macro soon, okay? What are the chances of price reversing here and going straight back up? I really think it has to dig down further before it does that reversal. But you can see the 1 hour here. It's going to be a very strong bearish close. I want to see here at least, like, I want to see like price go into RTH gap and there's like wick straight down. And that's going to be maybe my entry. So let's wait for price to give me a bit more here. Just a bit more. Can I have some fucking more? More confirmation. Right. So I might take this. I don't know. We're entering 950 right now. We did take all of these lows here too. So I'm watching for that as well, because that could have been the raid. What's CISD? My brain's not making that connection right now. Changes to delivery. There will be no change. Oh, like taking it long. It depends. It's because we trade on the 1 minute here, and it's until, if it's like higher time frame, it's very easy to plan it. But here, it's, I want to see how right now, like this candle right here, in the next 30 seconds, I need to see it drop directly down. If it doesn't, then the short idea, I don't like it anymore. Like, it took out lows, and it may be going for highs now. But like, price has to show me like a little, like it has to tip its hand saying, I'm going in this direction. But right now you can see here, if we close above this SIBI, let's see it come back down, reject, like bodies don't close below mean threshold, and then we take it up higher, okay? Like you can see right now, I'm waiting for price to give me a bit more before I take a trade. Like these highs right here are juicy. 5 minute, we're still staying within the RTH gap. I wanted to see a bounce off of the low. We never got that. You might be inverting this fair value gap here. It might be going back into Wednesday's. I don't like Wednesday's first presentation here, to be honest. Wait, see, it's fucking going right now. And I just need decent risk reward now. Okay, come back down. Come back down. That was a nice rejection there. It's going to be going, it's going to touch at least right now, first presentation. That I know of. If it goes into Wednesday's Asia's first presentation, I will take a long. To stop right there. And once it touches this first presentation, I'm going to break even right away. because I don't know if it's going to come back lower, but I'm liking this rejection here. Like this is nice. We got BPR right here. Come on, come back lower. That's going to be the trade. Come on, price. Oh, see, and that I didn't like. It touched the first presentation here, and now it's digging into it. You know how hard this would have been just to freaking just never retrace though, right? It never showed us that it's going to continue going up. It just did. Maybe you could have entered here on the breakout, but I always like to see it kind of come back lower, get a slightly tighter. So see now, because it touched here, I need to see like a mini, at least 15-second reversal before I take it long. So this here is a BPR, balanced price range. Come on, price. Market structure shift happens right here. This is the MMS, okay? So we officially have an MMS. It's the moment it just tips above the body, okay? So right now, my eye is here, okay? I'm not interested in shorts. I want this to be taken, and we're going to be, it might even be like it might even be this, to be honest, at this point. We'll see. I need, like, once it closes above here, I'll take it long to this level. If it rejects this and goes lower, we'll see. Yeah, MMS and CSID are the same. They are the same. Yeah. Yeah, change in state of delivery. It just happened right now. Okay, on the 1 minute. See, so look what it did. It rejected first presentation here. Okay. That's why for me to take a long with this first presentation here, it would have to be above it. So I know that it's going to use it as support to push here. So this is going to be like the final trade is going to be a 1-to-1. So here's like option 1 here. So we need options for today. Option 2 is it's rejecting first presentation. Okay. So now I have to be a bit more patient. Okay. We're close. We are in the macro time. This I wouldn't take now, see? And if price did go back down, this would have been a break-even trade anyways. Like if I can weigh my first presentation for today's first presentation is the strongest. This Wednesday one is a lot weaker. Yeah, it's funny. All right, I'm going to be getting it on a 15-second. Let's see if it goes down here. Let's see how that will look. I'm not loving this entry. I'm really trying to see what price wants to do here. But this just rejection of this first presentation, just trading directly into it, that I don't like. I'm staring at the 15-second right now to see how it's respecting a 15-second fair value gap. Like taking a long here would basically indicate that like you're confident that it's going to break through and go to the highs. So 2.5 to 1. So if I take a trade here, higher risk, I'm going to get stopped out, but my TP is going to be higher. But as of right now, I'm staring at the 15-second to see how this little 15-second fair value gap holds. It's currently breaking midpoint. See, not liking it anymore. It's coming back into this level here. Technically, we have relative equal highs here. We're in the macro right now. 10 o'clock is 2 minutes away. If you guys aren't confident in a trade, you just don't take it. Just sit on your hands. It's better not to make profit than to lose profit. Because imagine taking this and like you weren't confident and you lose. You're like, ah, fuck. Like, I shouldn't have taken it. I'm just not liking these levels here that it's bouncing off of. This fair value gap, price did bounce off it a couple of times. But I feel like I would be gambling if I take a long here. It's a weighted gamble. It's just, I don't know if price is going to, if price comes back to this area and like gives like a nice wick and rejects it, then we go long, right? That gives me the confluence that sell side has been taken, sharp reversal, BPR has been hit, this has been inverted, and we go long. In 1 minute, we'll get a close on this 15-minute candle. If the candle closes below this 15-minute fair value gap, then again, longs are less probable. And if the 1 hour closes like this or closes higher, it's going to be an instant rebalance, and that's going to be a bullish sign. You're waiting for a CSID on the 1 minute again to the upside. I'm just going to wait for 10 o'clock here. It's going to be the sliver bullet. Where do we have sell side here, right? So look, relative equal highs here. Even though it's rejecting, right? These are also relative equal highs here. Yeah, but sell side has been taken, and what's price going to do here? Remember, today's CPI day. I got back pain. It's because of my freaking standing desk. It broke a couple days ago. No, I'm not feeling this long here. 10 o'clock just actually kicked in right now. For me, it's going to be like a 1-to-1 trade, I think, today. Once it clears higher, I'll take it to these highs. I might even possibly go to the BISI low. Okay, one hour is looking bullish overall. This is instant rebalance, right? It'd be nice to see price kind of reject this lower, come back into this area, and then push higher. It'd be a nicer risk reward. So far, I like how the 15-minute closed. It's trading back into first presentation. It's rejecting the first presentation once again. It's taken some minor buy side from the most recent up close. One shot, one kill, guys. Yeah, okay, see you, Gervit. It's bouncing off of previous day highs. Back in 2 seconds here. Just got some water. Price is still consolidating here. It's kind of, so sometimes when I see structures like this, it does one of two things. It's not going to break this and it's just going to rocket lower, or it's eventually going to break and rocket higher. Like right now it's consolidating. Okay. So it's accumulation phase of price action. I can't tell you if it's going to go long or short right now. So right now we're just waiting for a bit more price action. This is just me trying to figure out stop losses, but I still don't know. Where it's gonna go. On the 5-minute here, it's looking, you know, more on the bullish side. But again, we have these relative equal lows below us that just haven't been tapped. If that were to happen, Garvit, that would be most ideal price action. But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not confident enough right now to take a short or a long. Like it did a really weak market structure shift to the upside. It's being held by this first presentation here. And remember guys, like when it comes to fair value gap drawing, if there's a gap like this, you got to draw the fair value gap all the way to the gap. If there was no gap, it would be like that. Okay. And it's interesting, right? Because if I draw the fair value gap like that, it looks really freaking nice. But in theory, it has to be like that. Yeah, yeah. There we go. We gotta wait, guys. If we gotta wait till 10:50, we'll wait till 10:50. I think this market structure is decent. There's two sides here that can be taken, and we just gotta wait here. You can't rush it. And look at this. We didn't rush over the last 20 minutes, and look where price went. Nowhere. You just be holding price and shitting your pants the whole time. Okay. We're getting a push. See? It's not going to push higher. Thought it was. We are... Like, if it does break above... Like, this trade I'd be confident in, right? Once it breaks above, easy, quick 1-to-1, right? I'll probably say 80% chance it hits it, 20% chance it takes out my lows. But you can see here, it's It is rejecting this level. So this level coincides with the previous day high as well. To be honest, guys, I think I'm favoriting shorts a bit more off of this rejection right here. Okay. This fair value gap has a bit more weight. The reason why, it's the first fair value gap after 10 o'clock. So it's like the silver bullet fair value gap. Okay. See, like, look what it did here. It created fucking highs again. Like, they're just relatively equal again. But again, it's just on the 1 minute. It's just, you know, a little small crumb that can show us what it wants to do. It would have been nicer if we could trade it just to call it a day, but price is making us wait, guys. Right now, price is bouncing between this first presentation after 10 o'clock, this fair value gap, which is a bit more weighted than the other ones, and first presentation of New York. Okay. We may be seeing direction to the upside now. Be nice to see this close of a midpoint, this candle right here, which is midpoint of today's RTH gap, or sorry, first presentation fair value gap. I really wish this was a higher RR trade, but it is what it is. See, and it freaking rejected the mean threshold there of that first presentation. And if I miss it, I miss it. Whatever. You can't gamble, guys. Like, was anything here catchable? Like this right here? If it came back lower, remember, we tried catching this long, but it never gave us the opportunity to enter. Even on the 15-second, there was no opportunity to enter. Okay. Price went up to mean threshold here. Price is trading above. Okay, what is this? Okay. This may have been the fucking entry after 10 o'clock. But anyways, wasn't high probability trading into this first presentation here. You can see the bodies are still closing at mean threshold here. So I'm not taking it. I'm just analyzing risk reward here. Okay, so we left the macro time right now. Very uneventful. 15-minute is looking pretty decent, to be honest, for longs. Five-minute. We got this Bissy here that is trading into. I think it's gonna start reaching for highs here. 1.2, still not in love with my RR. So it's gonna be a 1-to-1 regardless. Once it's okay, we're going long, boys. I'm just gonna wait for a retracement here. I just want to dig into like midpoint, reject it, and then I'll go long. I just want to try to get at least 1.5 out of this. I mean, how many points is this? 22. And I didn't pull the trigger. Just such a sloppy entry from my end. Didn't pull the trigger yet. Yeah, even invert it. It's like, this feels like I'm trying to catch the run. Like, so far, my entry right now on this would have been like a 1 out of 10. Like, we're still in this freaking fair value gap. Even if I drew it like this, it would look a lot better. But this is not proper. This is not ICT's teachings. This is a huge fair value gap. 25 points. And then once it gets here, it has RTH high that it needs to contest with. Yeah. I don't know if it's called a miss, guys. This is intraday. I think it's a really hard catch to position a proper stop loss and get decent risk reward on it. And to be honest, price might go higher than this. It might go even to this level right here. Okay, so my price breaks above it and then it trades back into RTH and it wicks and it closes above once, then I'm going to go long, right? That's going to be my criteria. That's my plan of entry. So my entry is going to be something like that, something stupid. There you go, a 1-to-1. I'm going to put emphasis on my entry here, and my stop loss is not in the best spot, but it should be well enough protected here. You can see the 5-minute here closed right above. Next candle, it's like, is this considered a close above? This is called a Mohawk close on the 5-minute. So price can easily, next candle, just drop right lower. If it does, sucks for the longs. But so far, I think, based on what price action has done, and at least from my end, not taking a trade, I'm happy with it. Like, there was no clean setup that I'm like, oh, I should have taken this. It's messy. Messy at best. $15-minute closed above. What do you want to do here? Go back to midpoint, reject it, give us a bit more confluence that you're going to go up. Right here, do you see these levels right here? These are all, so this is liquidity here. It's waiting to be taken. See, price still hasn't left. First presentation. It's just bouncing within it. This might be it, actually. I want to see price close above that RTH high. So right now we're rejected it to the downside. And then if we kind of get above it now, that's going to give me confidence that we're going to stay above it and push higher. Each of these candles gives me a little story. And if you guys managed to catch this earlier, good job. But I just didn't have the confidence in me to take it. Ah, see, look at that. I would laugh if price just fucking rockets at the bottom. But so far, when's the next macro? Let's make a line here on the chart so we don't miss 1150 in a long time. Below mean threshold. Okay. I just want to see this 1 minute close above. $17 seconds. That's gonna be a nice rejection on the 5 minute. Definitely inverted it. If it closes something like this. I'm waiting for the 5 minute close here now. Oh, I'm gonna take it long right now. So entry 22041. Stop is below the midpoint. This is where we should see price just rocket to these highs. 41. Shit RR, but my confidence is like in the 80% that it shouldn't hit my stop loss and it should go to target. It's a 1-to-1 right now for me. I'm not the happiest with my stop loss, but I like how in the next 5 seconds, the 5 minutes going to close. I got my low right below it. And I don't think price is going to go all the way down here to take me out to go higher. Okay. If the 1 minute closes above here, I'm going to scale in a bit. I just want to see a firm rejection in 20 seconds here. That price is digging into the RTH gap. It's failing to get in, and then that might be the final push there to relative equal highs. What's the low of this candle here? Okay, that close I didn't like. That would close right into the RTH gap again. But based on the 5 minute, it's looking decent. This 1 minute candle I wanted to close above RTH gap. That's going to give me confidence that it's going to go up. Good. You're above the RTH gap. Now close within it in 15 seconds. Not in love with that close on the 1 minute, to be honest. How it closed right below the RTH gap. Price is struggling to break this level right here. So right now it's just popping to the upside. Let's see, is this being copied to my other accounts? It is. Once price takes out this high here, I'm going to go to break even. Okay. Break even. 41. I'm moving my stop loss right here. This is where my stop loss is. To be honest, guys, you guys make me ultra patient. Just like, gotta be patient for my viewers. Okay, let's go. You're almost there. My price can spike back down into here. You know what? I'm gonna move my stop loss back to what it was. Just because price can come back into this level and then go higher. See this right here? I don't want to see this broken to the downside if we're absolutely right. Okay, now this is where I don't want price to revert. If I hit the target, it's 260 for me. Nothing crazy. That's my 1R. My stop right now is right below here, 50%. $109 stop loss, 260 target. Break even's going to happen very soon once it hits this high right here. Let me just create a little alert here. Actually, I'm staring at the chart, so why don't you need an alert? CPI days. CPI days. How long was I on the stream for? Too long. Too long. 2 fucking hours. All right. I am pulling my stop. The body of this candle here. $70 stop loss. So this is the bullish order block here. Shouldn't close below the body there. It already took out some liquidity on the left-hand side here. All this is liquidity. And I don't think it's going to hit my entry, so I'm at break even right now. Who caught this? Anyone? Or is it just me? Well, I might get out at break even, but oh man. Stop loss break even. Technically a partial should have happened there. But since it's so small, I'm just going to take the 1-to-1 without partialing. Either it takes me out or it doesn't. I'm not going to fuss about $250 here. Keep going, price. Keep going. Come on. Come on. All right, we're out. 260, 258, 258.06. Okay. All right. Guys, I'm tired. We hit our profit target. Good trading for CPI. I hope you guys caught it. If you guys like the stream, feel free to drop a like. We'll be trading tomorrow PPI. I think PPI tomorrow is out at, man, streaming so early is absolutely brutal. But I don't know, my coffee just didn't kick in today. But tomorrow we have PPI at 8:30. Okay, so you know what? Let's be on at 8:30 again. And, you know, as of right now, like if you guys caught a trade, great. Can you hold us for longer? Honestly, like this can continue pumping. And the one thing I don't like is, give me one sec here. The one thing I don't like here is the SIBI that most likely price is going to be heading to. If you guys wanted to squeeze a bit more here, you guys could have pulled in an extra nine handles, I think. But this is like the safe entry. Low hanging fruits, you can see here. Look what price did, guys. Relative equal highs on the 1 minute, engineer liquidity. So that's that. And you can see here on the 5 minute, like what did price do? It cleared the inversion, came back up, as Garavitz said. Good call, Garavitz. Future teller. Price went back down. It essentially pulled back up, right? This is like a perfect inversion here. And then we took it long. Okay. That's that, guys. Any questions for me on like the trade that I took today or anything at all? If there's none, then I'm cutting the stream. Like, sub, would appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow at probably 8:15 to 8:20. And then we're going to do another probably 3-hour stream till 10:30. So on that note, take care, guys. And I have a video coming out and it's scheduled for 4.5 hours from now. So feel free to review it and let me know in the comments if you guys like it or not. So take care, Alex, Garavit, and anyone else who joined my live stream today. Trade safe, be safe, and talk soon.